Good morning, Urban Middle School. This is Mr. Lozano, your principal, speaking. I'd like to welcome you all back and I'd like to wish you a happy new year. I hope that during the winter break you all had a chance to get a lot of rest and that you're ready to continue working hard and learning as we enter the second half of this school year. Although I mean to wish everyone a happy new year, I also have some sad news to share with our school. And I would like it if teachers can ensure that all students are settled and listening in our classrooms before I share what I have to tell you guys. Okay, if everybody's listening. Yesterday, I received a call informing me of some rather sad news, and I am still right now in the process of dealing with it myself as I share it with you. It is with a very heavy heart that I am saddened to report the passing of Mrs. Evelyn Hernandez, our 8th grade social studies teacher. As many of you know, Mrs. Hernandez was one of our 8th grade social studies teachers for the past 8 years here at Urban Middle School, and all of us were very surprised and shocked by this unexpected news, which we only received just yesterday afternoon. Her passing was unexpected, and the exact reason for her death is still being determined. I believe that her family was also very shocked and devastated by this terrible news, and we would like to send them our deepest condolences. Mrs. Hernandez was a phenomenal teacher who always held her students to the highest standards and worked to develop a unique relationship with each one of them. We know that her current and past students will be very sad to hear this news. And since Ms. Hernandez always worked so hard to be the best teacher that she could be for all of them. As our social studies curriculum leader as well, many teachers were able to see what a dedicated and excellent leader that she was for the social studies department and to the whole school community. Her dedication to her students, our staff, and our school community will be sorely missed as we move on as a school without her. For those 8th grade students who had Mr. Hernandez as a teacher this year, we realize that this may be very difficult and emotional news to deal with. But we want to assure you that it is okay to feel sad and to express that sadness. We must take some time to deal with the sadness and the grief that we may be feeling at this time. Teachers, we ask that you give your students some time to process this tragic news, and we want all staff and students to know that there are adults and staff members who you can talk to about any feelings of sadness or grief in regards to Mrs. Hernandez's passing. We have provided teachers with a lesson within your emails today, if you guys would check, which is intended to help students and staff to write about and discuss any feelings of sadness and grief that are associated with the untimely death of our beloved friend, Mrs. Hernandez. We encourage you to utilize the lesson ideas to help our students to understand and resolve their feelings of grief. If staff or students feel very overcome with emotion and need someone to talk to, our guidance department has cleared all prior meetings so that counselors can be available this week to talk to you if you feel that you need some additional help in dealing with these difficult feelings during this difficult time. Although it will be impossible to replace a teacher as dedicated and excellent as Ms. Hernandez, administration assures you that 8th grade social studies classes will continue until we find a suitable replacement teacher. In the meantime, Ms. Hernandez's classes will be covered by our very experienced pool sub, Mr. Rodriguez. We are confident that Mr. Rodriguez will continue with excellent instruction for our 8th grade students until we can find a suitable candidate to fill the social studies position. We know that this will be a process of adjustment for all of us, but that eventually, once we are able to better deal with these feelings of grief and sadness, that things will go back to being as normal as possible, and that our 8th graders are still able to finish off and have a successful senior year here at Urban Middle School. Besides the grief coping lesson, that we would also ask that teachers give maybe some extra time during our extra silent reading room time to create condolence cards, or to allow students to create condolence cards for Mrs. Hernandez's family. We feel that an outpouring of love and appreciation in the form of cards, letters, and positive messages may help Mrs. Hernandez's family see how truly loved she was here with her school family and how greatly she will be missed. We also have sent information regarding Mrs. Hernandez's passing home to all parents in the form of emails and phone messages. Included in the information that we have sent home is information on how families can send any gifts or messages forward to Mrs. Hernandez's family. The family is collecting funds to help pay for the funeral services, as well as providing a link to a fundraising page for Mrs. Hernandez's favorite charity. Those who knew Mrs. Hernandez closely knew that she loved animals, and throughout her life, she would support and volunteer at the local pet shelter. It is for that reason that the school PTO will be contributing a donation to the local county pet shelter. This donation of $250 will be combined with any donations received through the next week and presented to Mrs. Hernandez's family in honor of her dedication to not only her students, family, and friends, but also to the animals and pets who she worked diligently to care for during her life. Again, students, don't forget that we are all sharing in this sadness, and that if you would like someone to speak to please let your homeroom teachers know. The guidance department will be available throughout the week to provide you with someone to talk to about any feelings of grief that you may be having. It will not be easy, but I hope that as time passes and we are able to heal, that things will start to return to normal here at Urban Middle School. We will get through this tragedy together, and we hope to finish this school year as successfully as we started the first half of the year. Our goal is that our students continue to learn and grow and be successful every day here at Urban Middle School. Thank you very much.